What was coming, the ing word, moving over to the other side of the wall? What was coming?
Gay.
We can also use coming in the same way that we do in English to mean next. The coming year, next year. That's how you would say next year in Arabic is the year, the coming. Next year, the year, the coming. What was year?
Sana.
So how would you say next year?
السنة الجاي.
Okay. Sana is masculine or feminine?
السنة الجاية.
السنة الجاية.
It's been a bit compressed. Can you hear how it's got a bit compressed? Isana, because it's the s merges with the L. Isana gaya. Isana gaya.
So do you not need the, is it السنة الجاية or السنة الجاية?
Isana igaya, but it's become compressed, partly because it's a very commonly used phrase. So that's part of it. So listen again.
السنة الجاية. السنة الجاية.
So the ig is there representing the il, but it's got compressed. Isana gaya. Isana gaya. So next year, we'll go to Australia. Australia is Australia. Australia. Next year, we'll go to Australia.
السنة الجاية هنروح
Nearly. We. What's the
نروح
okay, niro, yes. Put the ha on the front.
هنروح أستراليا
Australia.
هنروح أستراليا.
The ha niro, which you constructed perfectly from the ha for the future and niro. But what happens is that the n sort of attaches itself to the ha. So it's more like han roh.
نروح.
So there's not much emphasis anymore on the n. Han roh. Han roh. Try it once. Just say we'll go to Australia without the next year.
هنروح أستراليا.
Australia. Australia. Not that it really matters. You'll be understood, but
هنروح أستراليا.
okay. Next year we'll go to Australia. Sana, the year.
سنة جاية
Yeah, gay.
جاية سنة جاية. السنة الجاية هنروح أستراليا.
السنة الجاية هنروح أستراليا.
Did you hear the hanroh? Can you say that again?
هنروح.
Hanroh. See, the I has almost dropped out, and the n has sort of attached itself a bit to the ha to make it easier to say. How did we say they come? What was the stem for?
يروحوا.
So they come.
Oh, they come. They come.
It was a.
يجوا.
That's it. The stem was gi, but when we add the u on, because we don't want to say eu, so that we took it off and it just becomes yigu, they come. What about they will come? They'll come.
هيجوا.
What's the will bit? The future?
Ha. It's getting the ha and the y.
Yeah, we don't lose the y. We don't lose the y sound.
هيجوا.
Hayigu. In that case, it's more obvious, perhaps because yigu is shorter. Hayigu. Hayigu.
هيجوا.
They'll come to Egypt.
هيجوا مصر.
Mahmoud, they'll come to Egypt.
هيجوا مصر.
Month, as in January, February, March, etc. Month is shahr. Sh, h, r. It's a little unfamiliar to the English mouth, English-speaking mouth, to put h in the middle of a word. But it is pronounced, so it's shahr. H, r at the end. Shahr, shahr, shahr.
شهر.
Can you say that? Shahr.
شهر.
So what's the month?
الشهر.
So the sh allides with the l, merges.
الشهر.
That's it. Ishahr. So how would we say next month? The coming month.
الشهر جاي.
Yeah, the coming.
الشهر الجاي.
That's it. Because shahr doesn't have the so it goes through the samir door. It doesn't pick up the So it's السنة الجاية. الشهر الجاي. The coming month. Next month. الشهر الجاي. They'll come to Egypt next month.
هيجوا مصر الشهر الجاي.
هيجوا
Let's take a
مصر
break from the
الشهر
vase
الجاي.
for a minute and move back over to the other side of our Arabic room, to the 2 doors and the gate. The gate is only for people, has people only written on it. Groups of objects, such as books, banks, sandwiches, if we're describing them, they don't go through the farmer's gate. They go through with samira. So we have samir for male objects and people. We have samira for female people and objects, and also for groups of objects. They go through the samira door. So let's give you some examples of that. They don't go through the gate. They are not allowed through the gate. So they have to squash through with samira. So how would we say a large bank, a big bank?
بنك كبير.
بنك كبير.
So the bank is masculine, it's male, and it's gone with samir. Hasn't picked anything up on the kibir, the describing word. How would we say a large school, a big school?
مدرسة كبيرة.
Yes. You've sent it through the samira door. Mahmoud?
مدرسة كبيرة.
Because it's a feminine word, a female word ending with the a. Now bank is a bank. Banks is bunuk. Bunuk. It's an internal one. Internal plural. Bunuk. What's happened is that Arabic has adopted the word bank, ba, na, ka, but because there's 3 consonants, b, n, k, it's put them into the Arabic pattern. It's adopted these consonants as the root, b, n, k, and it's made a plural out of it, bunuk. Can you hear the b, n, k is still in there, but the vowels have changed in the middle, bunuk. Bank, bunuk. Listen to Mahmoud say that.
بنك بنوك.
If the plural of non-humans goes through with samira, how would you say large banks?
بنوك كبيرة.
That's it.
بنوك كبيرة.
What about sandwich? How did we say sandwiches?
ساندويتشات.
We've used the external et this time. So sandwichet is a group of sandwiches, plural sandwiches, but it's obviously not people. It's not human plural. So again, we're going to send it through. So how would you say big sandwiches, large sandwiches?
ساندويتشات كبيرة.
سندوتشات كبيرة.
Kibira. New is gadid. Gadid. So how would we say new banks?
بنوك جديدة.
بنوك جديدة.
What about the new banks? The new banks.
البنوك الجديدة.
البنوك الجديدة.
So the word that describes the bank also has to have il, which in this case has become ig gadida, but it's il. It also has to pick up the as well. So what you're saying is the bank's the new. Schools is madaris. Listen to that. Madrasa, madaris, madaris. Madrasa, madaris.
مدرسة مدارس.
Try that.
Madrasa, madaris.
Madrasa, madaris.
That's school, schools, an internal plural. So how would you say new schools?
مدارس جديدة.
مدارس جديدة.
And what about the new schools?
المدارس الجديدة.
المدارس الجديدة.
Where are the new schools?
Madaris Gedida Fen?
Nearly, we missed where are the new schools?
Too quick.
We were just missing a couple of ills.
المدارس الجديدة فين؟
المدارس
What was
الجديدة فين؟
كتاب.
And books. What was books? It's an internal.
كتب.
That's it. Kutub. Kutub. Kitab. Kutub. Kataba.
And the Banuk, Katub, the U going in between the
It's
two
very
letters.
similar.
Yeah.
It's very similar. It's not exactly the same pattern because you've got kitab and then you've got two short vowel sounds. Kutub. Kutub. Whereas bank is banuk.
Banuk.
Banuk. But it's very similar. It's not bunuk, it's banuk.
Banuk.
Banuk. Kitab, kutub, kutub. Ikkutub, the books. Ikkutub, ikkutub. So how would you say where are the new books?
الكتب الجديدة فين؟
الكتب الجديدة فين؟
What was embassy? Think of
Safar. Safara.
that's it. Sifara.
Sefara.
Sifara. How did we say Egyptian embassy? The Egyptian embassy. The embassy
Il Safara.
is Sifara.
Is Safara. Masrin.
Egyptian is Mazri.
Without
That's
the N,
Egyptian,
yes.
the word to describe. But we're describing Sifara. So you need to send it through which door?
The Samira.
And it's picking up
Ah.
Mazriya.
Masriya.
So the Egyptian embassy is
Is Safara Masriya.
the Mazriya has to pick up.
Is Safara Il Masriya.
That's right. Films. Film is film. Films is aflam. Aflam. Which is like haram, ahram, walad, awlad. It's a similar pattern. It's another word where Arabic has adopted the European word film and then assigned falama as the three root consonants and made a plural out of that. Aflam. Aflam. Can you hear falama? Still in there. Aflam. Aflam. So plural groups of non-humans that aren't people go through with Samira. So how would you say Egyptian films?
Aflam Masriya.
أفلام مصرية.
What about, will we see Egyptian films? Will we see Egyptian films?
نشوف.
Yes. Will we, the future?
Oh, okay. هنشوف أفلام مصرية
In the new cinema?
في السينما الجديدة.
هنشوف أفلام مصرية في السينما الجديدة.
There is or there are, as in there are large schools in this town, is a single word in Arabic. It is a little bit like a longer version of the word for in.
في
Yes, fi. There is or there are. Fi. How would you say there are large schools?
في مدارس كبيرة.
In this town.
في مدارس كبيرة في المدينة دي.
في مدارس كبيرة في المدينة دي.
What about there are new banks in this town?
في بنوك جديد.
What happens to Banuk, the group? Which door do they go through? They can't go through the gate, so they have to squeeze through. You said Gadid, but because Banuk is a group of item things, it has to go through.
جديدة.
Yes. There are new banks
في بنوك جديدة
in this town.
في المدينة دي.
في بنوك
Now
جديدة
we're going
في
to move
المدينة
back
دي.
over to the verb table, where we have a vase and stems. We're going to put one more vase on our table. And this vase is going to be used, we're going to use it for talking about the past. We can use the other vase for talking about the present and the future, what we're doing at the moment, regularly in the future. This vase we're going to use to talk about what we did in the past, what's happened in the past. The past vase also has stems. I'm going to put stems in it. And they're very similar to the stems for the present. So you will hear, for each stem, you will hear the connected consonant sounds. For example, the drink, the sh, r, b, connected with drinking. But the vowels are a little bit flexible. So sometimes, for example, the stem for the present is shrab, but for the past, it's shirib. Shirib. But they're very similar. So shrab is the present, shirib is the past, drink and drank. And likewise, we had yiktib, he writes, kataba, ktib, and the stem, when we put it in the past, becomes katab. So you can still very clearly hear those three sounds, but the vowels have changed. Something about our past vase is that there are no flowers. We're not going to put any flowers on our stems at all. We're only going to put tails on. Because it's a past vase, the flowers have all died and dropped off. They're dead. So the past has no flowers at all. The tails that we're going to put on have some connection with what we did with our present vase, and some things that are a little bit different. So we'll start with the things that are quite similar. The word for you in Arabic is enta for a male, nt for a female, entu for a group. And that carried through when we were putting the flowers, the heads, on our present verb, when we added t. So again, the t, tishrab, tishrabi, tishrabu, t. The t sound is characteristic of the you, meaning you. And we're going to take that through. That carries on in the past vase. But we have no heads, only tails. So this time, we're just going to add t for enter to the end of our stem, end. So we have a stem meaning drank, which is shirib. So how would you say you drank, talking about a male?
Shiribti.
Okay, we just t.
Shiribt.
شربت.
Did you drink coffee? Asking a male.
شربت قهوة.
شربت قهوة.
Did you drink tea? To a male.
Shiribt shay.
شربت شاي.
If we're talking about NT and N2, we do something very similar as to what we did with the present verbs. Instead of saying sharibt, we're going to add the E for NT when we're talking about a woman. What's you drank talking to a woman?
شربتي.
Did you drink coffee? Talking to a woman.
شربتي قهوة.
شربتي قهوة.
Did you drink coffee in their house? Did you drink coffee in their house?
شربتي قهوة في بيتهم.
Okay, we don't need the, we just need the tag. So in their house, we need the house with the tag for their.
بيتهم.
Yes, Beethum. Yes, Beethum. So did you drink coffee in their house to a woman?
شربتي قهوة في بيتهم.
شربتي قهوة في بيتهم.
So if we've added E to get NT, to get sharibti, what would N2, talking to a group, be? Did you drink?
شربت.
So how would you say, did you drink tea today?
شربت شاي النهاردة.
شربت شاي النهاردة.
What's anything, something?
حاجة.
Yeah. Did you drink anything today to a group?
شربت حاجة النهاردة.
شربت حاجة النهاردة.